5 seconds. Mr. Speaker, sir, I have so far dealt with various points raised by honorable members. There are now two things which I would like to bring to the notice of the House. One of them is the reduction in the rate of saving. We have to deal with this problem so that we may be able to get sufficient resources. That is why we have provided various schemes of saving for which we have provided incentives so that people may come forward to take advantage of them. There is the National Savings Certificate, which will be a popular scheme. There is a new savings scheme in which we have given all kinds of incentives. Even in the case of those who have retired, we have made provision for giving them concessions under the Income Tax Act so that for their deposits they will not only get interest without tax, but at the same time they will be able to get the principal amount after a particular period of time. I may inform the House that we propose to extend these concessions to the employees of the public sector undertakings also, so that those who retire may be able to deposit their money and get the benefits of this scheme. Not only they, but the government also will be benefited by these measures. I am sure honorable members will agree that if savings are not affected, it will affect our mobilization of resources. Another matter which was raised in the course of the debate is the balance of payments position. If the honorable members are interested, I have figures with me which will show that the position is not happy unless we take steps to improve the exports to the extent possible and reduce our imports. The balance of payments will not be happy. It is a matter of detail to which we will have to apply our mind and see that a solution is found. There is no reason why we should feel that we will not succeed in finding a solution to the problem. So far as this problem is concerned, I think that those who are interested in exports should be given all the encouragement that they want. This is what we propose to do. I am aware of the consequences which the country will face if the external debt rises. That is why we will have to be alert, and we are alert. At the same time, we are also aware that while our objectives will be served, it should not create a problem for the country. This is where we have to be careful. I am aware that honorable members are interested in getting some kind of explanation on the points which they have raised, but I am sorry, I have finished my time. However, I have taken note of all the points as far as possible. I will do all that I can to find a solution to the problems raised by the honorable members, letter from Bhima and Company, Ahmedabad to Messrs. Suguna and Company, Mumbai. Dear sirs, we have received your letter of the first instant. As a matter of fact, we are surprised that the party has mentioned our name as a reference. In reply to your letter, we regret to say that the party under reference is not worthy of confidence. As far as we know, they have no capital and they have no adherence to principle. In this connection, we wish to inform you that only recently they have been in difficulties. As far as we can assess, it is certain that sooner or later they will collapse. So, in our opinion, it is not desirable to enter into any business transactions with them at present. It is unpleasant for us to give such an information. We are sorry that we have to give this information about the party, but as you have asked for it, we are compelled to tell the truth in order to give the correct information. In this connection, we wish to point out that we are giving this information on this occasion only in strict confidence and without any responsibility on our part. Yours faithfully,